Good afternoon. Now we're going to continue again, correct motivation, and then we're going to continue to take refuge and bodhisattva vows. So I'm going to pick up where I left off last section. We finished the preparation part for the refuge and bodhisattva vows in the last section, right? Now we have the main section, which is the refuge and bodhisattva vows. So please correct your motivation so that you will receive the Mahayana refuge and bodhisattva vows. I mean, there's no Hinayana bodhisattva vows, but without motivation, bodhicitta, your refuge vows will be. Remember, we talked about the refuge in the last teaching, not this time, but the way of bodhisattva, the refuge section. So there are different kinds of refuge vows. It depends on your motivation. So therefore, if you want to receive the Mahayana refuge vow, then you need motivation, the bodhicitta motivation. And those new students who want to take refuge vows, here you're going to take the vows, and the reason for taking refuge in the three jewels, because it is only the Buddha has taught how to achieve enlightenment. So that's the reason. Here you need to remember three things: pure motivation, visualization, and commitment for refuge vows. And if you are not ready, again, I said, you don't have to take, and just relax and listen. So these three things: motivation, visualization, and commitment. That's all about refuge vow. So first you want to reach enlightenment so that you can help others. So I'm doing this benefit of all sentient beings. That's your motivation, okay? Summarize. And then you need to request in the Buddha's and Bodhisattvas' attention for your refuge vows. And here you're going to visualize in the Buddhas, right? Bodhisattvas and masters in front of you, and take them as a witness. And you are requesting them, please think of me and turn your wisdom and compassionate mind towards me for the refuge vows, so that I will be a good student, good practitioner, so that benefit for all sentient beings. With that visualization, that's very easy, right? Visualizations. Nyingma, this refuge tree is kind of easy. Basically, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, right? That's the refuge tree. The different traditions in like Gelug lineage, the refuges, so many, it's like a mandala, there are so many deities and lineages and all that you visualize when you take refuge vows and practice refuge. But we just basically Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. the visualizations, and then with pure motivation, and then you're going to take refuge vows. And I will recite the vow Rachel 3 times. And during the third recitation, it is important to make your commitment, which is your refuge vow. The foundation, take refuge vow, the foundation is your faith, right? The refuge vow itself is your commitment. That's all. So you say, I'm going to follow the Buddha's teachings and practice them until I achieved enlightenment, right? So that is your commitment. Can you make that commitment? Then you have refuge vows. And you also receive with that commitment, you will receive the lineage blessings for your refuge vows, which is this unbroken lineage, the transmissions. That's the lineage blessing. So it means you should think that from today until enlightenment is achieved, you are a Buddhist practitioner. With that, if you're ready, I'm going to recite the refuge vow, Rachel, and you have to repeat this Rachel after me 3 times. Are you ready? Usually they do presentation 3 times, but we don't need to do that. Do it presentation in your mind, right? So mind is everything. So that's fine. So now I will say the refuge Rachel, and you repeat after me, okay? You, Buddha and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, and you, my teacher, think about me. Okay, I think you have the Rachel. Oh, good. And then I named, you say your name here, take from this time until death. The most supreme of all human beings, the Buddha is my refuge. The most supreme of all that is free from desire, and the Dharma I take refuge. The most supreme of all assemblies, and the Sangha I take refuge. From this point until death, I ask the teacher to accept me as a lay follower who has faith and a proper refuge. From this point until death, I ask the teacher to accept me as a lay follower who has faith and a proper refuge. Okay, now the second. You, Buddha and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, and you, my teacher, think about me. You, Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions. I name, take from this time until death. The most supreme of all human beings, the Buddha is my refuge. The most supreme of all that is free from desire and Dharma, I take refuge. The most supreme of all is free from desire and Dharma. The most supreme of all assemblies in the Sangha, I take refuge. From this point until death, I ask the teacher to accept me as a lay follower who has faith and proper refuge. From this point until death, I ask the teacher to accept me as a lay follower who has faith and proper refuge. Okay, now the last, and this time you will receive the refuge vow, which is you make a commitment that we talked about, okay? So you have to remember that commitment, that is your refuge vow. So you, Buddha and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, and you, my teacher, think about me. You, I name take from this time until death. The most supreme of all human beings, the Buddha is my refuge. The most supreme of all that is free from desire and dharma, I take refuge.
The most supreme of all is free from desire and dharma, I take refuge.
The most supreme of all assemblies in the Sangha, I take refuge.
The most supreme of all assemblies in the Sangha, I take refuge.
From this point until death, I ask the teacher to accept me as a lay follower who has faith and take refuge.
From this point until death, the teacher to accept me as a lay follower who has faith.
Okay, so you have the commitment, you receive the refuge vows, and until death, right? So next life, if you believe, who knows? So you have to maybe take another refuge vows, or you maybe belong to different religion, whatever. So now you received the refuge vow and the lineage blessings for your refuge vow, which is transmission. I will give you a refuge name and certificate after this, if you want, if you are here. Please read the refuge chapter from the words of my perfect teacher. If you don't know still, if you don't know what are the refuge precepts and what is refuge, so the words of my perfect teacher, the refuge chapter explains very easily, and everything is there. So if you, I hope you understand, but if you don't, read that. Now the next is the Bodhisattva vow. Here again, you need to request in the Buddha's and Bodhisattva's attention for your Bodhisattva vows, same as the refuge vow. With that, we are going to recite requesting the Buddha's attention.
Page 12 of 37, the second Bodhisattva vow.
All right. You say?
All you Buddhas who dwell in the direction,
All you great Bodhisattvas on the 10 levels, all you great gurus, the holders, turn your mind toward me, I pray. All you Buddhas who dwell in the direction, all you great Bodhisattvas on 10 levels, all you great gurus and the holders, turn your mind toward me, I pray.
All you Buddhas who follow the direction, all great Bodhisattvas on 10 levels, all you great gurus of our holders,
Turn your mind toward me.
I realize the heart and enlightenment.
I take refuge in Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the Dhamma, and assembly of Bodhisattvas, until I realize that.
I take refuge in the Buddhas, likewise the Dhamma, and its assembly of Bodhisattvas.
All right, so stop there for all. And then now the Bodhisattva vow. here again, it is important you make sure that your motivation is correct for the vow. Think of this, wherever, if there is a, my teacher said, like, if there is a space, there are living beings, right? There is a space, there are living beings. And where there are living beings, there are inevitable conflicting emotions and negative thoughts. And wherever there are conflicting emotions, negative thoughts, negative karma is accumulated. And from negative karma, the suffering of samsara occurs, right? That's the how works these things. But right now, we don't have the power to liberate all this sufferings from samsara and sentient beings suffering in samsara and give them like genuine happiness. We don't have that capacity at this moment. But from now on, starting today, I commit myself to attain enlightenment. Okay, so I'm going to generate bodhicitta in my mind for the benefit of all sentient beings. That's how you make a commitment. Without bodhicitta mind, it is impossible to reach enlightenment. And in order to generate bodhicitta, we need bodhisattva vow, which is again commitment. Therefore, it is important to take the bodhisattva vows. And if the mind has the bodhisattva vow, meaning all of these commitments that you're going to make today, then, as I said, the body and speech will also spontaneously adopt positive conduct. That's why these commitments and bodhisattva vow are important. So when you take bodhisattva vow, it also means you follow the same path followed by the past bodhisattvas, like Shantadeva. So that's why you take this vow, right? And take the bodhisattva path for the, again, benefit of all sentient beings. With that motivation, with that commitment, we're going to begin the ceremony. So now, traditionally, in order to take the bodhisattva vow, after the motivation and your commitment, then we need to offer the mandala to our lineage, Buddha's bodhisattvas, for giving the bodhisattva vow. And when you are offering the mandala, visualize the Buddha's bodhisattvas and the lineage again in front of you. And then you are offering all of these most wonderful, beautiful things that exist in this universe, this world, including everything that you possess and your own body, wealth, whatever, good fortune. And also all the source of merit you have accumulated throughout all time. Offer all of that to the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and masters as a mandala offering. That's what we call mandala offering. Because of your merit of generosity, the precious bodhicitta will arise in your mind. Always Shantadewa, right? Teach that in order to receive and generate bodhicitta in your mind, we need to make a merit accumulations, all that. So mandala is that. So with that, offering visualizations, and here we're going to recite the mandala prayer together one time. Ah, Om.
The boundless splendor of the most high universe, along with my body well buried in virtue,
To perfect the relations I offer one place.
and the beautiful mandala to be true.
All right. Now you need to usually do 3 prestations. Should we do that or not? Sure, yeah. We're a little bit tired, so that will wake you up. So do 3 prestations, please. To the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and masters in the lineage. Offer your body, speech, and mind so that you purify all negative karma created by body, speech, and mind. You don't have to visualize, prostration. All right. Okay, sit down, and now same thing. You need to repeat the Bodhisattva vow, Rachel, 3 times after me. And during the 3rd recitation, at the end of the ritual, and that moment, you have fully received the Bodhisattva vow. As I said, today we're going to use the ceremony for taking the Bodhisattva vow and the tradition of the Nagarjuna, the great master Nagarjuna. It means the vows bodhicitta and aspiration and action are taken together, right? So you will receive both of these bodhisattva vows today. Now I'm going to recite the Bodhisattva vow ritual, and you repeat after me 3 times again. Just as all the Buddhas of the past rose bodhicitta and established themselves by stages. And the training of a bodhisattva just so for the benefit of beings. I will arouse bodhicitta, and likewise I will train progressively in those practices. Okay, now the second, just as all the Buddhas of the past aroused bodhicitta and established themselves by stages. And the training of a bodhisattva just so for the benefit of beings. I will arouse bodhicitta, and likewise I will train progressively on those practices. All right, now the last. Just as all the Buddhas of the past aroused bodhicitta and established themselves by stages, and the training of a bodhisattva just so for the benefit of beings. I will arouse bodhicitta, and likewise I will train and progressively on those practices. All right, that's in Tibet. This Rachel. Now you have the Bodhisattva vow that comes from the lineage of Nagarjuna, and you have become a Bodhisattva. So it's important to remember again the commitment you made during this ceremony today. And keep the commitment, right? As long as you keep that commitment, you have the Bodhisattva vow. So yeah, that's that. And now we're done with the preparation and main section of the ritual of Bodhisattva vow and the refuge vows. Now the next we have the conclusion, which is according to Nagarjuna tradition, cultivation of joy for oneself and joy for others, right? It means from now on, you are a member of the Bodhisattva family, and you have become a Mahayana Buddhist, right? And you are a Buddhist because you took refuge vow, and you are not just a Buddhist, but Mahayana Buddhist because you took the Bodhisattva vow, right? Two things happen. So once you take these two vows, refuge and Bodhisattva vow, correctly, right? And keep them as your precious dharma treasure and reminder of your dharma practice, which is really faith and bodhicitta. You purified a lot of negative karma. And at the same time, you accumulate a lot of merit, which is the best condition for generate bodhicitta in your mind. So therefore, now we're going to recite the cultivation of joy for yourself, ourself, right? And joy for others. That's bodhisattvas do, right? So with that, we're going to recite the cultivation of joy for oneself first, and then after that, cultivate joy for others. So together, recite this prayer, please.
Today, my life has become meaningful. Having well achieved this human existence, I inform the family of the Buddhas.
and now appoint the Buddha's children. Thus, whatever actions I do from now on must be actions within my family. Nationality that you think to its grave, with no doubt. Just like a blind person discovering Christ's jewel in the heap of trash.
So it's unfortunate coincidence. Bodhicitta has been born today.
Today, in the presence of all the protectors, I am all leading to the state of gratitude,
And these are temporal and ultimate bliss.
May God, demigod, and mother
Rejoice.
Wonderful. Okay, now the refuge Bodhicitta has arisen perfectly in your mind. Are you happy? I mean, this is, yeah, me too. So you have received the refuge and bodhisattva vows. So now the last thing we need to do is one more time the mandala offering. The mandala offering represents everything. So here you thankfully offer the mandala to the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and the masters that we have this great opportunity. The Buddhas, Bodhisattvas give us this commitment, this vows. Without them, we don't know all these things. So we appreciate and with our, we repay their kindness as a mandala offering. So please recite the mandala prayers together. Om.
The boundless splendor of the living side.
along with my body, wealth, merit, virtue, to grant the two of English by optimal gifts, and the beautiful mandala to the three jewels.
Okay, now what we have. Aspiration prayer. Yep. We say this one time. May all aspects of the discipline
Within the minds of all sentient beings, within my mind. May all our actions of observation taught by witnesses, discipline, using negative emotions, be cleansed and purified. May all the sense of good fortune, the practice of discipline that pleases the noble one. May I achieve the bliss of complete liberation, free from the depression of the negative emotion.
All right, so now we are done with the refuge and bodhisattva vows. But one more thing I would like to let you know that it is important to renew both vows every day after you receive the vow, if you can, right? Just remember, if you don't have time to recite the refuge prayer and bodhicitta prayer, then it's just fine. Renew means like you have to remember these vows, and which is your commitment. Remember, and that helps, as I said, protect from harming others and everything. So renew both vows every day is very, very important. So if you can, you need to recite the renewal of the refuge and bodhisattva vow prayer. It's called, it's in our website, Daily Practice to Renew Bodhisattva Vows. So if you have time, if you don't, then just remember your commitment every morning when you wake up. So that's it. You don't have to recite the prayers. The prayer is just usually reminder. Prayer is sometimes it's about visualizations. Sometimes of your commitment. So if you remember, as long as you remember your commitment, then if you don't have time, you don't have to read it. But if you have time, please renew the both vows every morning. So every morning you wake up, do 3 prostrations if you can, and then you recite the renewal of the refuge and bodhisattva vow prayer in front of Buddhas, bodhisattvas, and lineage. And you should, that means you should remember all the commitments that you made today and keep your vow purely, because the purpose of taking the refuge and bodhisattva vow is wanting to develop your faith and bodhicitta, your mind, right? And from the Buddhist point of view, if we don't stop accumulating negative karma based on our selfishness, we will never become a good and kind person. So we need to change our negative, sort of harmful thoughts that based on selfishness, right? And also action, and through the practice of the 3 jewels and the refuge and bodhicitta. So that is the whole point, okay? So now we need to recite the 3rd chapter, right?